ready. We are ready to rumble. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. News here. Cool beans. Uh-oh. Yep. I'm gonna do that. Do this. Do this. And who do we have tonight? Neil D'Amato. How are you doing today? Who do we got over here? KK Testing US. How are you doing today? Let's see all these people here. Wake Old joined. Okay, cool. Mr. Taylor. That right? Mr. R. Taylor. Okay, cool. Lee, Neil. I am BGV. No idea what that means, but okay. New, Angelica, how are you doing? Ray, Fact Finder. Okay, Fact Finder Media. Cool. You can do 4. Dude, haven't seen you. Calvin Hill, I am blessed to have you here, brother. Okay, Sophia, Myro. Okay, how many Calvin Hills do we have? Now, here's the interesting thing. Calvin Hills joined there and Calvin Hill joined there. I wonder how many Calvin Hills there really are. Okay, I actually listen to Calvin. Okay, Sharp 9, cool. Apple user, Mark, back again. How are you doing, Mark? Patriot, cool beans. Blinder, new, okay. TikTok hip hop, nice. Send me a DM, dude. I need a good jingle. Seriously, I'm looking for someone who can make me a jingle. So if you're good at it, I'd like to hear what you got. All right, certified lettuce. Okay. Joe, how's it going there, Mr. Joe? Calvin Hill, again. 3rd Calvin Hill for the night. Way to go. Good evening to you, too. Esperanza, cool. Hey, all right. That's about everybody getting there. As you guys join in, I will say hi, whatnot. Okay, I will, Stock Learner, I will send you a jingle. Love to hear it. Because I need an intro, and then I need an why do they call them extros? They do. They call them extros. So you need some music when you first get in. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Okay, how are you doing? Okay, anyway, I'm sure you'll figure out something because it might be your thing. Okay, here we go. American 28 Coffee Farm. Cool. Say hi if you see this. Hi, Olson. Henrik Olson, how you doing? All right, so let's get started. It is a Monday, officially the 2nd week of the quarter. What's up? Not much. Okay, so we are officially in the 2nd week of the 1st quarter or 2nd week of 2022. Neo, how are you doing? Black alligator, cool. You ever see a white alligator? I've seen one. Satran San, good evening, sir. Bonk. I used to play that game. I used to be pretty good at bonk. Anyway, all right, so all that being said, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. I teach to you guys what I do. Okay, now I don't make it. Reminder that tax season starts January 29th. Treasury Goober. Beginning the adventure, replaced to 100 shares of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Johnson & Johnson, SCHD, and Procter & Gamble. Okay, ARB, I like every single one of those except for SCHD. Now, you can be the first person I'm going to pick on today only because you brought up SCHD. I'm going to tell you why I don't like SCHD and see if it makes sense. Now, I don't ever tell people what to do and what not to do. Colleen, how you doing? But let's take a look at SCHD, and I'll tell you why I don't like it, SCHD, and then you can take a look and figure out if it makes sense, okay? Now, first and foremost, ARB, SCHD is a monthly optionable stock, okay? Do you know what that means? That means you can only do options. Hey, it's Alan's son. I have no idea who Alan is, sorry, okay? And those spelling, I can't even pronounce that. All right. So ARB, number 1, it's a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only do an option trade once a month. No weekly options. Okay, now I like weekly options. The reason why I like weekly options, number one, it's not that difficult to figure out where a stock is going to be between today and Friday based on certain things in the chart, because the chart will tell you which direction it's going. Okay, now a monthly optionable stock, well, now I got to figure out where is it going to be in 30 days. That's 4 weeks. Now, also, Elon Mook, the best broker for a beginner. Okay, dude, I have no idea. Everybody's different. Okay, see, back to you. Monthlies. Let's take a look at the numbers for a second. Currently, the stock's at 27.33. Well, the closest strike price is going to be the 27.50. But look, they have a 27.33. But look what it's going for. 5 cents to 25 cents. That's not even 1%. But now I have to wait. This one is 2 weeks. That right? It's only 17th. Not this Friday, but next Friday. So I got to wait 2 weeks for this, and I'm not even getting 1% for 2 weeks. Well, look, what's the next one? Well, the next one is 46 days away. Well, that's 6 weeks away. Okay, so the 27 is going for this. The 28 is going for 20 cents. Well, that's 1%. But now I have to wait 6 weeks to pick up 1% on a monthly. Okay, John, I'm going to agree with you. Hey, New York Boutique, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. World Mindset, cool, welcome. Midway Ride, cool. Sean, Joel, Concept TX. So anyway, back to ARB. All right, but you know, I don't like SCHD number one because it's a monthly and the numbers just don't work. Okay, but wait, it does get worse. Believe it or not, SCHD does get worse. Hold on a second. We're going to go to Yahoo Finance. Now, you all going to have to, at some point in time, depending if you're serious about this, Yahoo Finance. Here it is. Okay, you're going to have to find a source for financial information, depending on how serious you want to be about your finances. Well, I have found in my years that people spend more time, holy cow, that's crappy. That's crappy. Okay, that's too bright. All right. Okay. People spend more time planning a weekend barbecue than they do on their own personal finances. But anyway, back to you. We're going to go to Yahoo Finance. That's where I get my financial information from. You can go to Google Finance. You can go to any finance station you want to go to. Okay, let's let it load, and we're going to put up SCHD into Yahoo Finance. Now, for those of you that are new here and don't know, this screen behind me, just the screen alone, this screen is live on YouTube. So it might not be able to see because the brightness, if anybody knows how to use the dark mode on Yahoo Finance, I'll be more than happy to do it, but I don't know. Okay, I admit I know my limitation. Certain things I just don't know. All right, so we're going to put in SCHD and we're going to take a look at the actual numbers. All right, so right over here, SCHD. Now, this is not my information. This is information coming straight from Yahoo Finance. Okay, so here it is right here. Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. Historical data. Now, historical data, what is that? Well, that tells me what the high, low, open, close, volume, all that kind of information on SCHD every single day since it first incepted. All right, hold on. Scotty G. Hey, James, I bought Dell this morning at 121 with a 22 strike. Cool. It shot up to 125 already. Do I keep until Friday or buy it back to 122s and resell? Hold on. Scott, we're going to get to that in a second. I'm actually going to leave your question posted there. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Right now, we're taking a look at SCHD and why I do not like it. All right? So, ARB, right here, it says historical prices. I'm going to change that to the dividends only. So, this is going to show me every single dividend that SCHD has paid since they first started. And the very first dividend that SCHD paid was in 2012. 2012. So that doesn't make the 20-year requirement that I'm looking for. Because we checked the other day, there's 9,848 different companies I can join. Okay, and SCHD is one of them. Unfortunately, SCHD doesn't have 2 decades of consistent profits. But let's see how profitable they actually are. Okay, 2012 was 7 cents. 2013 it was 8. 2014 it was 8. No increase whatsoever. So from 2007 to 2008, no increase. Okay, that's definitely no right there. Because when I'm talking about an increase, okay, simple. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 11, 13, 12, 13, 14, 18, higher and higher year after year. SCHD, not here. Okay, 2013, 8 cents, 2014, 8 cents, 2015, 9, then it goes to 10, it goes to 11, to 12, to 14, back to 12 again. Wait a second, from 14 to 12, that's backwards. Okay, Arb, backwards does not work. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, no, that doesn't work for me. Okay, but wait, it gets worse. Really, it does. Hold on. So, in 2018, it was 14 cents. 2019, it was 12. Then it went to 15, to 18, to 17. Wait a second. From 2020 to 2021, it went backwards. Okay? All right. 21, and then went to, wait a minute, backwards again? Then went to 23, to 21, backwards again. 23 to 22, backwards again. 25 to 20, backwards again. So this thing is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah, no thank you. But here's the thing. Are you ready for this? Hold on. It gets worse. It really does. Okay, so that is the historical performance on how well they can consistently increase their dividends. Now, if the dividend is a portion of the profits, okay, if the company's profitable, a certain portion of those profits goes to the investors, and that's you and me. Okay, we get paid just to own the stock, part of the profits. Now, if the profits goes down, well, the dividend's going to go down. Profits go up, the dividends go up. So I go straight to the dividends. Are they consistently increasing? If they're consistently increasing, the dividend means the profits are consistently increasing also. Okay, so wait, it does get worse. Okay, so that's the dividends and how well they pay. Now, I'm going to go over to the summary. And the summary is going to tell me a summarization of the stock and the position. Well, here it is. Here's the summary. Okay, currently the stock's at 27.27. Okay, it's down 17 cents. Okay, big deal. Don't really care. Seriously, I don't. All right, so the 52-week range, 24.97 to 29.72, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the close, the high, the low, the volume, the average volume, all that kind of niceties, all the important information. But hold on. What is the most important information for someone investing in a company? Well, if I'm putting my money into this company, what am I getting on average rate of return? Are you ready for this, Arb? Hold on. I'm going to love it. 3.3%. Not for the week, not for the month, not for the quarter. 3.31% for the year. Can you imagine putting your money someplace that only gives you a 3.3% return? That's not even keeping up with inflation. Okay, now I don't trust these government people saying, well, inflation's only 3 or 4%. No, it ain't. Okay, I went to Walmart 4 or 5 years ago, bought a soda for 50 cents. 50 cents, 2 quarters into the machine, I got a soda. Okay? Biden gets elected, I go back to the exact same machine, now it's 75%. Now it's 75 cents. That's a 50% increase. 50% increase. Okay? Filled up my gas tank 4 or 5 years ago, it was $1.98. Cool. Biden comes in, now we're up to $3.50. Don't give me that bullshit. Okay? Inflation is what it is. We, the little people, we really know what it is. We know what it takes to feed a family of 4. Great, it cost X amount 4 or 5 years ago. Now it costs this amount. inflation is not 3 to 5%. That bullshit. Seriously. All right, anyway. 3.31%. I don't like SCHD. The numbers are absolutely horrible. But every other one of those companies you rattled off were great. I like them all. All of them were great, except for that one. SCHD, I don't like it. It's a monthly. The dividends aren't consistently increasing. The rate of return for the year. Look at this. Oh, you can't do that because we're in January. You can't really tell. But last year, 3.31. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, ARB. Let's go back to where we were. All righty. All right, so Scotty G, Dell. All right, let's take a look at Dell, Scotty G. Dell. All right, wow, look at Dell. Now, I like Dell, I do. They had nice numbers, okay? Now, Scotty G, you ready? Currently, it's at 125.84, all right? So if I wanted to do Dell tomorrow morning, I would buy it at 25.84, which means I would be looking at the 126s. Well, the 126s are going for 146 to 175. So now what you said you bought Dell this morning at 122. Now you bought it at 121.34. Okay, let me zoom into that, get a closer look. But before we do, let's check the chart. Okay, here's the low way over here. Here's the high, the low. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? We Yep, ginger tea really helps. Okay, Bibzig, how you doing? Tacoma, Lee, how you doing? Okay, so high, low, where was it? Where is it? The direction. Just take your little finger, go like this. Up, down, up, down. What's going on here? This is the last couple of weeks. That's what's really important. But first thing I want to see on the 1 year chart is where's the high, where's the low, where is it right now? Okay? It's a nice position now. But we look at the numbers. What's the numbers paying? 125.84. The closest one's going to be the 126. The 126 is going for 146 to 175. That is well over 1%. I'm going to write Dell down because that one looks lovely. Okay, I like Dell. All right, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, next I want to take a look at the last 90 days, which is the last 3 months. Okay, the high, the low, where was it, where is it? Now we draw on it, okay? Up, down, up. Well, that's simple. It gives you a good idea of where it's going. But that's a 3-month chart, so over the last 90 days. So are you really going to figure out what you're going to wear tomorrow based on what the weather was like 90 days ago? No. You want an accurate amount, closer in time. So let's zoom in a little bit closer, and let's look at the last 30 days. Now, today's the 6th, so we want to go to December 6th, right there. There it is. Now, 30 days ago was the 30-day high. What usually happens on a 30-day high? Well, anytime you get a high, you're going to have people like me in the audience and say, hey, there's profit waiting to be taken. Let me take the profit. Because here's the thing about profits. It ain't a profit until you take it. All right? Also, nobody ever went broke taking profits. So if she's at a high, so you take your profits. Great. What happens? The stock drops. Well, here's your 30-day bottom. Well, what happens here? Well, it was here, now it's here. So you get people like me say, wait a second, this thing just went from 126 to 110. That's a $16 drop. $16 drop on a $126 stock. That's 12% maybe? 12% drop. Yeah, I'm going to buy some. What happens? The stock goes up. Well, it did. It went up, pulled back. Now, here's your new bottom. 3 days to the upside. Boom. Perfect time to jump in this morning. It's exactly what you did. Awesome play. It really was. So you jumped in at 121 this morning. Great. Now, you said you sold the 122 strike. My assumption is you got more than 1% because Dell pays very nice premiums. They really do. Okay, you always count on certain companies. Dell is one. Intel is another. There's a few companies I'll just buy them because the premiums are great no matter what happens. All right, so I'm assuming you got your 1%. Now you're asking, the stock went up to 124, 125. Should you jump out, buy it back, and sell it? Well, you're defeating the purpose. okay? The purpose of this strategy here is a simple, safe, consistent, predictable 1% per week. You already made your 1%. Okay, what are odds and probabilities that this thing's going to drop from here and go back down below the 122 that you sold? Well, it's in an upward trend. Hypothetically speaking, it shouldn't for another couple of days, because as soon as it goes up here to the 126 and starts challenging the previous 30-day high, because the previous 30-day high is right there. And exactly, what is it? 126.31. So the previous high is 126.31. We're currently at 124.66. You already made your 1%. Do you really want to buy it back? Spend money, which means you're losing a little bit of money because you're buying it back, and then you sell another one. Well, what's the purpose? I understand it went up. Well, that's what you want. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. So you either want the 1% every week, okay, or you want the stock accumulation, okay? One or the other. You can't have both. Now, there are two different types of stocks available. One, well, there's 9,848 different companies. We checked a couple of days ago. The number changes all the time. At this moment in time, as far as I know, we checked a couple of days ago, 9,848 different companies. This is just one. You got your 1%, great. Leave it alone. In my humble opinion, I'm not telling you what to do. What I would do, I just leave it alone. Okay? Because next Monday, you can have all your cash back again. And you can look for another company. Because guess what? As this thing approaches a new high, guess what's going to happen? People are going to start bailing on their profits, and they're all gone. Okay? Same thing. All right, so hopefully, Scotty, that helps you out a little bit. You really got to decide. Do I want the 1% every single week, or do I want the capital appreciation? Uh-oh. All right, I got a couple of questions here. All right. Andre, is anyone else seeing those charts well, or is the background too bright? Okay, Andre, yeah, I understand Yahoo Finance is a little on the bright side. I don't know how, and I'm admitting it, I don't know how to change it to the night view for Yahoo Finance. Until I do, it is what it is. Why do stock prices sometimes drop significantly even when a company reports strong revenues and earnings and the EX date is approaching? I love that one. Okay, so we're going to touch on that question there for a second. Hold on while I go to these other questions first. Frontman, thank you. That's disturbing. To answer your question, Mr. US, I would say they might have failed investor expectations, blah, 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 blah. Very good trade, Mr. Scott. Okay, so this is for you, US. Why do stocks go down after a good quarterly report or a good earnings report? I have no clue. See, stocks move for two reasons and two reasons only. One is what's called a known reason. Two is an unknown reason. Well, what's an unknown reason? Well, an unknown reason, well, that could be interest rate reduction by the Fed. That's unknown. We don't know it's coming. It shows up one day and boom, it happens. Okay, so then you have natural disasters. Okay, hurricane, flood, a tornado, earthquake. We don't know when they're coming. Okay, when they do, they affect certain companies. Okay, here's another one for you. ExxonMobil, the Valdez crashed into the northwest seacoast of U.S., spilled oil all over the place. Big, huge disaster. ExxonMobil's over 100 years old. What do you think happened? Well, the stock price went down. Okay, they got a slap on the wrist. They paid their fines. They cleaned up the mess. Now they're going back to business as usual. We didn't know that was going to happen. British Petroleum sprung a leak in the Gulf of Mexico. Did we know that was going to happen? No, we had no clue. Okay? But the stock price went down. Now, stock price on British Petroleum dropped and dropped and dropped. When it hit 54, I thought to myself, this is British Petroleum. They're freaking huge. In 4 or 5 years, they're going to get slapped on the wrist, clean up the mess, move on, and everything be back to normal. Well, that opportunity was awesome. So I jumped in at 54, made a bunch of money. Okay, an unknown reason you cannot plan for. You can only react to. Okay? But a known reason. What are known reasons? Earnings reports, dividend payments, stock splits, seasonality. Okay, you might be asked, what's seasonality? Well, winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay, we all know winter, spring, summer, fall, but do we know how certain stocks react to winter, spring, summer, fall? Well, who do we have over here? DeFritas, how are you today? How do certain stocks react to certain times of the year? Well, we know what happens in the fourth quarter most of the time with most consumer stocks. They have a tendency to go up in the fourth quarter. Well, why does Weight Watchers goes up in the first week of January? I mean, come on, think about it. Weight Watchers, why does it go up in January? Everybody jumps on that new resolution? New Year's resolution? Yeah. Okay. All right, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Thanks, Scotty G. Thank you so much. Andre, reasons include market correlations to the general market. Yeah, that's good. Or sector fact. Okay, yeah. I get all that. Okay? I get all those reasons. Those are known reasons. Unknown reasons. Okay? Whatever they are. Okay, now you can, and I have seen positive earnings reports where the stock price goes down. Why? Who the hell knows why? It just does. Okay, now I've seen negative earnings report where the stock price goes up. Why? See, I don't do earnings reports, and I don't do, what do you call those? I don't do earnings dates, and I don't do quarterly reports. I don't do those because I've seen contradictory information. What I do like is dividends, because dividends are a known factor. They come up every 90 days. Let me pull up a chart right here. Get this out of the way. All right. Right. Here we go. This is an EX dividend calendar. Okay, January 2025, all these little green dots, those are companies getting ready to pay their dividend. It is an EX dividend calendar. Tells me what stocks are going to pay out the dividend. Well, Mondelez, US Bank, MasterCard, Verizon, Bristol Myers Squibb, American Express, AbbVie, Globe Life. Well, you probably heard of all of those companies. Now, the reason I'm showing this to you, and the reason I use dividends, because when a dividend is approaching AbbVie on the 15th, that's a week, what is it, a week ago? A week? No, we're here. It's a week from now. The dividend has a tendency to make the stock price increase before the dividend date. Here's the dividend date right here. So when I want to buy it, I want to buy it 2 weeks before on a Monday. So if I'm going to buy AbbVie, I want to buy AbbVie on the 30th of December because I have all of this week to hit my 1% target. I have all of this week to hit my 1% target. Then I have this week right here before the dividend is paid. So if I buy it here at the market, at the opening of the day, I sell somebody the rights, not the obligation, to buy it from me for the exact same price. Well, what are the chances, or what are the odds that the opening price on Monday the 30th and the stock goes up before the 3rd or before the 10th? Well, that's what I'm looking for, because systematically or predictably before the dividend, the stock increases in value, because a lot of people want to collect those dividends. Use dividends in weekly options. Okay, so I got a couple of questions here that I really want to touch on. And there's one person in particular I want to call out, but he's not giving me his name. Can your strategy be digitized and automated? I am a programmer and I am wondering, yeah, it can be. It can be. So touch base with me. We'll chat and see what we can do. All right, so Apple user 868823. He didn't leave his name. I own all these stocks in my index fund. Well, does your index fund pay 50% or more every year? Seriously doubt it. I haven't seen a single index fund pay over 25%. Happy Monday, John. Way to go, world. Okay, New York Beauty, how you doing? Monthly suck. Thank you, John. I'm going to agree with you. Joel. Uh-oh. I missed all these. Uh-oh. I missed all these questions. Now, I want to let you guys know, okay, I am going to answer every single question. So when you post a question, I may not, most definitely not going to answer it right away because there are other questions before you. What is tomorrow's pick? Andre, I did all my picks today. Today's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I don't do any trading on Tuesday. I do all my trading on Monday because between Mondays open and Friday is closed is the maximum amount of time you're going to get on a week. Market opens at 9:30, so 9:30 Monday morning, that's when I want to have all my trades in because I want to sell options first thing Monday morning because they expire Friday afternoon. And that is the most time value there is in a week. Okay, so let's keep on going. How about HUBOTV? All right, Joel, I have no idea what that is. Now, when I say I want a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, the only way I'm going to get that is through companies that are consistently profitable. Now, when I say consistently profitable, Joel, I mean 2 decades. That's 20 years. 20 years of increased profits. Now, how can you tell if a company's increased profits for 20 consecutive years? Simple. Go straight to the dividends. If they have no dividends, no thank you. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm at the age where I am relying and I am looking for cash flow. 2 different kind of companies. You'll have one, like we already said this, 9,848 different companies in the stock market. Great. Half of them will take all their profits, put it back into the company for capital growth. Well, what's capital growth? Buying here and having it going up. That's capital growth. That's not what I'm looking for. Not interested in that whatsoever. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Why you always talk about dividend stocks? Well, here's the thing. Dividend stocks share their profits. Why would I give my money to a company and sit back and wait 5 years, 10 years, 15 years before I see a profit? Why? Okay, you have what you think is right for you. I have what I believe is right for me. Okay, I'm 60. I do not want to work anymore. I've been working since 1973. My first job, Old Man Simmons Farm, picking tomatoes, stacking lumber. Yeah, no thank you. I've been working for a very long time. Okay, I have whatever money I have and I make 1% every week off of that. Well, let's say hypothetically, 1% a week will equal roughly around 50% per year. So, how was your drink? Yeah, it's ginger tea with honey for my throat because I'm not used to talking so much. Is there a place where we can find the Dividend Kings list? Yeah, Michael, good question. Is there a place you can find the Dividend Kings list? Google. Simple. Go to Google in the search bar, Dividend Kings list 2025. Okay, what's going to happen? You're going to get a whole bunch of companies giving you for free, no strings attached. The only thing they want is your email address. Okay, give them the email address, they'll send you the list. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and then Warren Buffett's list. That's the 5 lists that I like. Okay, so as I was saying, I only want to put my money into companies that are consistently profitable. If the profits are divvied up by this amount goes here, this amount goes here, and this amount goes towards the investors. Well, if this amount increases every single year, well, then the whole has to increase. Okay, you can't increase the dividend without the profit increasing. So if I go directly to the dividends and they're consistently increasing, well, they're consistently profitable. 2 decades. That's what I'm looking for. HUBO TV. Okay, I've never heard of them. Okay, now I've been investing for a long time. I like to think I understand what's going on. Okay, so no dividends, no thank you. No weekly options, no thank you. All right, let's keep on moving along. Flock Queen! Hey, James, I collected 1.6 in premiums today. Flock, awesome. I'm still waiting for you to send me your number so I can give you a call. I love chatting with people that are here all the time, and you're here all the time. Okay? Yeah, send me a number. I'll give you a buzz. We'll chat. A lot of things going on. Long length of time makes sense. Okay, Arb. Alrighty, I'm not quite sure what that was. Give us one that works. I got a whole bunch that works. It's not the way it works here. What works here is you give me a stock symbol, I'll look it up, and I'll give you my opinion on it. Okay, Scott Hackler, how are you doing today? Cool beans. You want one that works. All right, let's get one that works. Well, Dell. Dell works. Okay, we just looked at Dell. I told you everything about Dell. It's currently 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now it's going to the upside. Scotty G jumped in this morning at 121. Now it's at 125. He made his 1%. That works. Okay? You got one right there, Dell. I'm not telling you to buy it. You want one that works? Dell works. Hang out a little longer, you'll see more that works. Okay. Now, as I was saying, please, when you're asking questions and you're posting stuff, please only do it once. I will answer every single question. If you know anything about TikTok, if you know anything about YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, when you put a question on, it will stay there, and I scroll up and down to find the questions. So if you ask a question right now, I probably won't get to it for another 4 or 5 minutes because there's a whole bunch of questions before you. But please, only ask it once. Can you do your account then settings, then dark mode? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Mike. Mike SRF. Okay. I've tried that. Doesn't work. Okay. Okay. I'm all in Pepsi right now. I don't know why. Shock, let's take a look at Pepsi. PEP. Now this is just my, why the hell would you jump into Pepsi now? Did you see that? My first reaction, I take one look at the chart and I say, why the hell are you doing that? Michael, do you have a chiropractor? Do I go to a chiropractor? No. I haven't been to a doctor in like 15 years. Okay. Don't take any medication. 60 years old, fit as a fiddle. No, I still play soccer. Okay. 60 years old. I get out there and run around like an idiot with those 20-year-old, 30-year-olds. Not as fast as I used to be, but I still get out there and do it. All right. Pepsi. Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Okay. 170 last year. Jumps up to 183, looks like. Drops down, back up, back down. Now we're at 146. Why the hell would you jump into it now? That's just my thought. Okay? Now, here's the reason why my thought is this way. But before we look more into the chart, okay, let's see if it's even worth my effort. Now, my effort, 1% a week. Richie, how you doing? 147. That's the current price for tomorrow morning. Well, the closest strike price is going to be the 147. Okay? Now, I'm going to lose 10 cents right at the top. Not a big deal. But the 147 is selling for 78 cents. Why the hell would I want to look at Pepsi if it's only paying me 0.5%? Don't get me wrong, 0.5% every single week is 26% a year. That's not that bad. But I wouldn't do Pepsi now because I want 1% a week. US. US has another question. What is the best time frame for stock chart to get a quick first impression before deciding to invest? Well, 1 year. 1 year will tell you everything you need to know within 2 seconds. Okay? You ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, down. Simple. Is it something I want to jump into now? No. Why? Because it's still dropping. Okay? I want to jump into Pepsi until it finds the bottom. Well, what do I mean? Well, look here. It went up, it came down. It found the bottom, it turned around. It came back down, found the bottom, turned around. Came here, found the bottom, went around. Bottom, up, bottom, up, bottom, up, bottom, up, bottom, up. It's that simple. Okay? Here's the high of the year. Here's the bottom of the year. It's searching for a bottom, or otherwise, bottom fishing. As soon as it finds the bottom, more than likely, you're going to have people like me and a lot of you saying, holy shit, Pepsi, 143? Right now it's at 146. It could keep going down. That's why I wouldn't buy it now. I'd be looking at it. Because if you want to buy Pepsi and you want to make money, you're going to make the most money buying low and selling high. So you're saying you're in Pepsi right now. Well, right now it's at 146. But here's the thing. Let's zoom in last 90 days. Here's the last 90 days. When did you jump in? If you jumped in today, this morning, well, this morning she opened up at 149. Well, you lost $3 today. Now, if you jumped in last week, it was at 152 last week. You lost more money. See, I don't jump into anything until, see this right here? Bottom, turns around, goes back up. And then I grab my profit. Thank you very much. See you the next time. What do I mean by that? Well, if you think a stock does anything other than go up and down, you're sadly mistaken. Stocks do not come to your house. They do not make your bed. They do not take the dog for a walk. They do not dump the trash. What do stocks do? Stocks go up, stocks go down. That is it. If you're expecting to buy a stock and have it to go only up, it just doesn't work that way. It's a game, and if you understand that it's a game, you buy low, you sell high. So why the hell would you be all in on Pepsi as it is dropping? Now, I can understand jumping all in on anything. Once it finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up. Let me give you a perfect example. Okay. Almost looks like the same as what we're looking at now. See, here's the high, and it's dropping. How do we know this is the bottom? Well, let's move it forward one day. Let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, here we zoom in a little closer. Okay, still, bottom. How do we know that's the bottom? Well, let's go forward one day. Wait a minute. No, that's why. All right, see? Here's the bottom. High, bottom. How do we know that's the bottom? We don't. Okay, let's move it forward one day. Oh, look. Another bottom. How do we know that's the bottom? We don't. Move it forward one day. Oh, holy shit. There's another bottom. So I thought this was the bottom, but no, I was wrong. Next day was lower, next day was lower. So what's going to happen the next day? Wait a second. That's higher. One day higher. Now me, I like 2 days to the upside before I decide whether or not to call it the bottom. That might just be a hiccup. You know, hiccup, that happens. Okay, next day. 2 days to the upside. Great. 2 days to the upside, that's the new bottom. For me. Great. That's when I want to jump in the very next day. 2 days to the upside, jump in the next day. What happens? There you go. I'm starting to make money. I want 1%. What's 1%? Well, the opening of the day, right? The opening of the day right here was 160. 90, well, 161. So what is 1% of 161? Well, that's $1.62. $1.62. So if the opening was 160.90 and the high of the day was 162, I'm out on the same day. All right, what happens the next day? Oh, look at that. Up again. We don't know what's around the corner. So again, why you think this is the bottom is beyond me. Because tomorrow it could go lower. I don't buy anything until I'm reassured that it is a bottom. But you know, hey, if it works for you, more power to you. All right, anyway, let's keep on going. Can you see this? How can you see the screen? I can see the screen. It's right there. Okay, so you got to understand, anytime you guys make a comment, got to remember there's a whole bunch of comments before you, and I go through them one at a time to make sure I read each and every individual question. Does your stocks ever get called away during the week or only on Friday? Okay, Flock Queen, they could get called away tomorrow. If the profit is there, it can get called away. Remember, my main objective, whatever your main objective is whatever your main objective is. That's you. You have your own thing. I'm just sharing you what I do. Arb, I'm going to talk to you about the profit part on SCHD. Makes complete sense. I have no idea how you can possibly say that. Seriously, I don't. But let's continue. I forgot where I was. Oh well. So 3 days up in a row, higher than the close. More. Okay. No. US. That's for me. Okay. You, as an investor, have to decide what is best for you. Now we all know, and don't kid yourself, you're going to make the most money buying low, selling high. Plain and simple. Here we're talking about Pepsi. Okay. 30 days ago, drop, and I don't remember who it was, but they said they're all in on Pepsi. Why? Tomorrow could be lower. The day after that, Wednesday, could be lower. Thursday, could be lower. Now, it's going to go down until it gets to a point where enough of us investors saying, wait a second, Pepsi is at what price? I'm buying some. At this point in time, no, we're just waiting to see it find the bottom. Somebody has to step in and say, you know what? I think that's the bottom. I'm buying. Then it will turn and go back up again. Apparently, whatever you did wasn't enough to make other people say, wait a second, that is the bottom. It is going to go up. Yeah, no, it might go down again tomorrow. Okay, here's something. Now, I'm not quite sure how many of you seen this, but we're going to take a look at what's called a seasonality chart. Remember I talked about seasonality a little while ago? The seasonality chart, here we go. What does Pepsi usually do? Well, here's the thing. This is called the seasonality chart. What it does, it gives you data from January 1st to December 31st every single year. Now, I have mine set for 10 years, so I'm looking at 10 years worth of data. This blue dot over here, well, that represents this year. It's not very big because we're only into day three trading days, day 3 of the year. Now, this first line here, that's January, February, March, April, May, June, blah, 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 for the whole year. The red line, that represents the actual movement average over 10-year period. That's the seasonality I'm talking about. Now, let me ask you this question. Are you going to turn on your air conditioner in December? Probably not. Because why? It's not the right season for an air conditioner. Now, are you going to turn on your heater in July? Probably not, because it's not the right season for it. So what happens with Pepsi in the first 90 days of the year? Well, it has a tendency to go down. Well, take a look. The numbers don't lie. So here we go, January 1st to end of March. This is what Pepsi normally does for 10 years in a row. Now, does it mean it's going to do it again? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Only thing this means is for the last 10 years, this is what it normally does. Well, from January 1st, it slowly goes down, 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 and then right around the 17th of March, she turns around and starts going back up again. So why would I jump into Pepsi now when normally the first quarter, which is January, February, March, she goes down? Well, it's been going down for the last 10 years in the first quarter. All right? So let's go back to that chart again. Okay, now I can get a third grader or even my four-year-old grandson. Hey, little buddy, what direction is this going? Where's the high? Right there, Papa. Where's the bottom? Right there, Papa. Which direction is it going? Down. Why would I jump into Pepsi when it's going down? And usually 10 years in a row, she goes down in the first quarter. That's all I'm saying. Do some research. Find out all the information you can based on what you have available. Me, it's very simple. I want a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. So let me give you a brief history. In 2008, well, we all know what happened in 2008. My 9-year-old daughter, this is something separate, my 9-year-old daughter jumps on my lap and says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? All right. Hold on a second. A 9-year-old little girl wants me to teach her how to trade stocks. All right, here's the challenge. Number one, it has to be simple. Number two, it's got to be safe. We don't want her losing. Number three, predictable, consistent, and five, we don't want to lose. Okay, no lose. Okay, so simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Great, I came up with 5 rules. Simple rules, you ready? Rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. Apparently, if you're all in on Pepsi, you don't understand it. Because if you're looking at it, it's in a downward trend. The last 10 years in a row, she goes down in the first quarter. So why the hell would we be jumping into it? That's number 1, never buy something you don't understand. You don't understand it, don't do it. There's a great time to buy Pepsi. It's just not it. Not right now. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole program. Why would you buy knowing that you're going to lose? Okay, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. We already talked about this. Make sure the company is consistently profitable. Me, personally, I like 2 decades of consistent profits. When I say consistent profits, I mean higher, 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 higher. SCHD, oh hell no. We looked at the numbers. We actually looked at the numbers. Couple months up, couple months down, couple months up, couple months down, couple months up. That's not consistently profitable. Take a look at Microsoft. Take a look at the dividends. Every single year, higher and higher and higher and higher. There's a company called Genuine Parts Corporation, GPC. 7 decades, that's 70 years of increased dividends. That doesn't mean they go up and then they come down. No, no, no. Consistently increasing dividends. Every single year, higher and higher and higher. Why is it not on my list? Well, because they have monthly options. They don't have weeklies. SCHD, hell no. Now, ARB, the profit part of SCHD makes complete sense. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about because I showed you the numbers. The profit part for SCHD, they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. How can you say that makes sense? I don't understand that. Seriously, I don't. When I say consistent increasing profits, and then you have SCHD doing something like this, okay, historical data, okay, dividends only, okay, all the dividends, okay, okay, we're not going to go all the way back to the beginning, but look, 2020, 18 cents a share, 2021, 17 cents a share. How can you possibly, seriously, how can you possibly tell me that 2020, when it was 18 cents a share, that 17 cents a share is better? How can you possibly tell me that? Then, hold on, the end of 2021, it was 21 cents a share. But then 2022, it's down to 17 cents a share. Backwards again. And you're saying the profit makes sense? That makes no sense to me. Let me read the numbers. 17.18, backwards. 21.17, backwards. 23.21, backwards. 23.22, backwards. 25.20, backwards. How can you possibly tell me the profit part makes sense? Dude, seriously. Anyway, let's continue moving on. All these guys joining. That guy, the ticker, Tango Papa. What's happening? Rock 6, Lord Calvert. Sherry! Hey, Sherry! How you doing? Okay. Tango Papa. The recession is creeping in this year. What's your opinion? Okay, Tango Papa. My opinion on the recession, I have a couple different ways of looking at it. Number 1, if you take the stock market from 1880s to this year right now, you will notice every 10 years, every decade, there has been a recession, a pullback, a crash, whatever label you want to put on it. Every single 10 years. Every single one. Take a look at the numbers. The whole thing from 1880 until now. From here to here. Every 10 years, there is a recession, a pullback, a crash, whatever you want to call it. Some are bigger than others. But what happens after that? Well, over the last 100 years, the stock market has averaged 8 to 10% increase year after year after year. Yes, there are pullbacks, okay? My other take on recession. Once you say something, once you put it out there and people hear it, now they're thinking it. What do you think when you hear recession? Well, you think that, hey, I'm going to stop spending my money. Well, now the next guy. Now we have like almost 300 people here. All these people are now thinking, wait a minute, recession. Now we have 300 people thinking the same thing. Is it true? Is it not? It becomes true because you want it to become true. If you say recession, he hears it, she hears it, they hear it, and then they pass it along, and everyone says, well, I'm not going to spend my money anymore. Well, our economy here in the United States relies on us spending money. Now, we're the only species on the planet that's got to pay to stay here. So if you take your money and you keep it flowing, constantly buying, constantly selling, constantly earning, and that's what we're here for, okay? But once you say recession and stop spending your money, and you influence other people to stop spending their money, and then it perpetuates, and all of a sudden, we all stop paying our money. And then what happens? Then there's a recession. My idea of recession, never say it. It's kind of like the race card. Never say it. I can honestly care less what your color is, what your creed is, what your religion is. If you're male, female, or you haven't decided yet, I honestly don't care. What is your character? What kind of a person are you? Are you a nice person or are you a mean person? Okay? I don't like using that word. I never use it because it does nothing but create chaos and something I just don't like. Okay? Last question. With your strategy, what level of Yahoo subscription do you think somebody needs? I don't have a Yahoo subscription, so I have no idea what you're talking about there. Yahoo is free. Okay? Tango Papa. All right. Zuchen, how are you? What is the most likely ongoing Ponzi scheme? Corporate America. Do you understand what a Ponzi scheme is? Ponzi scheme is the person on the bottom can never overcome the person at the top. That's corporate America. Now, Amway, some people think it's a Ponzi scheme, but the person at the bottom, his income is directly related to his efforts. So there is an opportunity for you to jump in on the bottom floor and make more money than the person that hired you. You can't do that in corporate America. You jump in corporate America, you start sweeping floors, you can't make more money than the CEO. That's it. But all depends. Okay, so that's my opinion on that. James, diversification is important in your strategy. Yes and no, Pedro. Okay, now when Pedro, my idea of diversification is the company consistently profitable? Is it not? That's it. That's how I diversify my trading. And I go like this. Okay, market watch right there. Let's go back this way right here, 2024. And let's take a look at these right here. Okay, this is my idea of diversification. Week number 1, Comcast, Cisco, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, JP Morgan. That's my idea of diversification. Comcast, they do digital entertainment. Cisco, there's 2 different Ciscos. I think this one provides a food service. American Express, money. Bristol Myers Squibb, consumer products. JP Morgan, financial advisor. That's my idea of diversification. Now, these are the only 5 stocks I will look at on the first week of the quarter. Okay, first week of the quarter. Same as the second quarter, same as the third quarter, same as the fourth quarter. It's a repeating process. Okay, so here's another one. MasterCard, General Mills, AT&T, Verizon, Abbott Labs, AbbVie, Hormel, PNC. Okay, whole bunch of different industries. Do I really care? No, I don't. My main concern, are they consistently profitable? That's it. My major concern, are they consistently profitable? Okay, Neo. Andre, do you know there are 2 broadcasts you can see on YouTube? Yeah, there are. Pedro, 10 contracts is... Uh-oh. If I hit the button wrong, I lose everything and I can start all over again. So I have to go back. I can scroll through all the questions to get to where I was. Okay. Okay, ARB, you got that one. What Ponzi scheme, we did that one. Diversification, we did that one. Andre, yep, did that one. Okay, Pedro, 10 contracts in just Macy's or 10 subyacentes, one contract each one. I have no idea what subyacentes means. Sorry. Can you show how you got that calendar and that information again? Neo, of course. Okay, first of all, Neo, this is Think or Swim. Okay? It's a trading platform owned by Charles Schwab. Now, we all know Charles Schwab is their big trading trading company. So, as you see up the top, it says monitor, trade, analyze, scan, market watch, chart, tools, education, help. Okay, or the market watch. When you click on the market watch, here's a window that opens up. Quotes, alerts, visualize, financing rates, and calendar. Okay, come down and hit calendar. There it is. Now, how do I put these stocks in here? Well, that's a whole different subject. Okay, get out of here. Go to watch list. Then I click on this right here. Okay, go to watch list. Okay, the next tab over, it will open up this window here. It will tell you all the different stocks that you can look at. Okay, personal, which means you can create your own. I'm about to show you how I create my own. Then there is public. So if I click on public, well, now I have all these that I can choose from. Okay, 25 plus years of dividends, 50 plus years of dividends, all ETFs, 2008 TOS challenge, American style indices, cash settled futures, blah, 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 all these. Okay? Or I can go all down, or I can create my own watch list. Create my own watch list. Okay, click on that. Now I can create my own watch list, which I put a name on, whatever the watch list I want to call it. I call it Pete's Best Pizza Stocks. Okay, then I can input, add symbols, remove symbols, and once I do that, whoops, cancel. Once I do that, I come over here to this little sunshine or what do you call it, gear, whatever you want to call that right there. I click on that, and that allows me to take a look at all these things. So let's take a look at public, F2. Now I want to take a look at 25 years plus of dividends. Okay, here's all the companies that have 25 years or more of dividends. Ben Franklin, that's it's a monthly. I don't do that one. ROP, monthly. Abbott Labs, that's weekly. AbbVie, Hormel. General Dynamics, Procter & Gamble. PNR, a monthly. Caterpillar, Colgate Palmolive. Clorox, Lowe's, AOS, a monthly. West, a monthly. Fast, a monthly. O, monthly. Bro, a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Okay, so when I create my own list, click on here, and it will be under my personal list. So here's my personal list. My personal list. Companies that are over 100 years old. Calendar spreads, don't ask, I don't share it here. Dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, dividend kings, docs list, blah, blah, blah. All these are all my own personal lists that I've used. Here's one right here, my old list. This list I've been working on for the past 20 years. All companies that I like. So that's how you do it. Okay, so let's go back to here. All right, so hopefully that answered your question. Osprey 130, are those dividend pay dates or are those EX dates? Okay, Osprey, I did say those are EX dividend dates. Now, for those you asking what's an EX dividend date, well, when you're working with dividend stocks, there's 4 dates to remember, okay? Date number 1 is the announcement date. Hey, this is James from IBM. This year we made this much money. This is the dividend we're going to pay out, and this is when we're going to pay it. The announcement date, that's date number 1. Date number 2 is the EX dividend date. The last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. So if you want to own the stock, you want to collect the dividend, okay? Clorox and Lowe's, here's the dividend. Here's the announcement date, the EX date, dividend date, date of record, all right there, the 4 dates. Okay, if you want to collect the dividend, you have to buy it before this date. Ooh, check that out. Lubert, thank you. I have no idea what that is, but holy shit, keep it rolling. Thanks for that, Lubert. So if you want to collect the dividend, you have to buy it before the little green dot. The little green dot tells you when they're paying their dividend. Okay. Date number 3, the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Simple. You own the stock on this date, it's yours. That's kind of like when you go to a store, say, we are open 9 to 5. If you come before 9, don't expect to get in. If you come after 5, don't expect to get in. If you want to collect the dividend, you have to buy it before that date. Plain and simple. You buy it after, you don't get the dividend. Simple. Okay? Date number 4, payment date. Self-explanatory. That's when you get your money. All right. You can do 4, just so everybody knows. Robinhood says January 8th is last date to trade options this week. Okay. Yeah, because they have that holiday for Jimmy boy. What's my thoughts on Nike? Ooh, let's take a look at Nike. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to here. Nike is NKE. Quick. Nope. Did you like that one? See how quick that was? That's the beauty of the chart, the 1-year chart. First thing I want to see, the high, the low. Where is it? All right, where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? Okay, not that difficult. Sideways down, sideways big down, sideways up, down, sideways down. Okay, right now we are going down. Okay, so that is going to be a no. Well, let me zoom in a little closer, show you why. The last couple of weeks, look, here's another one. Just like Pepsi, bottom fishing, looking for the bottom. Until it finds the bottom, I have no interest whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Nike. The numbers look good. Look, currently it's at 72.40. The 73's, not really good. But next week's looks nice. All on numbers. It's a numbers game. What am I buying it for? What am I selling? What am I collecting? Is it profitable? Is it something I want to do? Okay? So no to Nike for this week. It's dropping. Wait for find the bottom before jumping in. Pedro, James, theoretically, the stock goes up before the dividend, then after it down their value. Yeah, absolutely right. Before the dividend is paid, the stocks have a tendency to go up. After the dividend is paid, it has a tendency to go down. That's exactly right. That's why I don't like collecting the dividends. Money Man Cry. What's the best dividend stocks in your opinion to get into right now? Now, see, money, I really can't tell you that because my favorite is Macy's because it's consistent. I like Macy's. I like Nordstrom's. I like Kohl's. I like MPW and a few others. Isn't the market open Friday, 110, closed on 19? Wake, I honestly don't know. Okay? I live day by day, only because I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. So I do what I think is best for today. Okay? So I do it best what I think is this week. Okay? So I bought all my stocks on Monday. I sold the option that expires on Friday. Great. When Friday comes, we'll deal with it then. Austin, what's up? Poseidon's last mola on the early shift tonight. Well, Poseidon's last mola, what I was thinking this year, okay, because this year, no, last year was pretty good. Okay, I did every day last year, 2.5 hours every single day. But in the tail end of December, I had a meeting in Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas is a different time frame. So I'm usually on every night, so here I am in the hotel room thinking to myself, well, I need to get on. So I get on at 9 o'clock only to realize it's 12 o'clock on the East Coast at 9 o'clock in Vegas. So I'm doing it 9 o'clock Vegas time, and I find it's a whole new different audience with all new different people. So I got to thinking, so wait a second. If I do 2.5 hours Eastern, I'm only serving the eastern part of the country. and not really the Central or the West Coast. So this year I'm doing 2 shows a night. Isn't that weird? Doing 2 shows a night. One at 9 o'clock Eastern and one at 9 o'clock Western or Pacific. Okay, that way people on the East Coast and people on the West Coast can see the same thing. They have 2 different audiences. Okay, now I'm trying it for a couple of weeks and seeing if it actually makes a difference. Yes, no, great. Okay, but I'm not doing Friday nights anymore. I'm not doing Saturday nights anymore because here's the thing. When the market closes on Friday, okay, the numbers are the exact same Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So there's no difference between Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, so why do Friday and Saturday? Besides, I haven't had time off in weeks. All right. What are we looking at now? Poseidon's Last Molar, got that one. Sports Guy, ARKQ. What the hell is that? Hold on a second. If I ever say ARKQ, what the hell is that? It's usually going to be a no. And it is. Monthly options, I don't do them because they just don't work. I think this is pre-recorded. Money Man Crypto 1. Yes, this is pre-recorded. That's why I'm answering your questions and saying your questions at the same time. No, it's not pre-recorded. I said earlier that the questions, they come and go so fast, I stop them on my screen and I answer each one individually. So if you ask a question right now, right this second, I probably won't get to it for another 5 or 10 minutes because there's a whole bunch of other questions before your question, okay? I like everyone to know that I answer each and every single one of the questions as they come, okay? One after another after another. I don't skip, okay? I make sure I answer every question. So V-Chen. Hi, James. 2 weeks into the strategy and ranking 2% a week. Wow. All righty, dude. Good for you. So, Money Man, yeah, this is not pre-recorded, dude. Sorry. Getting a friend on board, hopefully. Well, hey, I'll be here. Simone is in the house. I love the way she puts that name. Simone. All right, Austin, James, I would like you to go in for a checkup. Why? That just ain't happening, okay? I don't like doctors. If I ain't dead, don't bring me to the hospital. Okay? Now, even when I broke my arm, I broke my collarbone beginning of last year. Okay? I went to the doctor and said, we can't do anything right. Can't you reset it? No, okay, fine. Just pop it back in place, and I went home. Okay, Money Man, crypto, Pepsi calls soon. Yeah, see, I like the idea, okay, that Pepsi is at the bottom of the year. However, I wouldn't buy any calls until the bottom is isolated. Okay, toilet. Why would you put a name like that? Okay, Sherry, he has a cold. No, actually, I don't have a cold. I just drink ginger tea because it soothes my throat because I'm not used to talking so much. What are you thinking on companies? You have to give me a better question than that, dude. Okay? Okay, my thought on company is if they are 20 years consistently profitable, holding companies, you have to give me a specific one to talk about. Because I like companies that have 20 years of consistent profits. That's it. There's 9,848 different. Hey, you know what? We haven't done it in a while. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, go back to the internet right here. Go over to FinViz, F-I-N-V-I-Z. Now, if you didn't know, FinViz is financial visualization. It is a website that allows me to see and to dissect each individual company. Now, this has a night vision, so we can see it. Some websites don't, and it's just they don't. All right, so what am I looking at here? Well, I'm looking at the screener. Okay. All right, the numbers changed. Right over here, left-hand corner, 9,821 companies. Every single day, this number changes. Why? Because some companies go out of business and some new companies get thrown up into the stock market. Okay? This website I use to decide what companies have dividends, what companies have options, but mainly how many companies altogether are there? 9,821. Look at number one. A, Allegiant, Alcoa. And then look at some of these you probably never even heard of. American Airlines Group, AA Missions Acquisitions Corporation, AA Missions Acquisitions, it's the same thing. Atlantic American Corporation, Arcadian Asset Management, blah, 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 blah. Bunches and bunches of different companies. But 9,821. Great. How many paying dividends? Go right to here. Dividend yield, any. Just dividends. Positive, negative, doesn't really matter. Okay. 5,740. Okay, so there's 9,800 companies, but only 5,700 actually pay dividends. Well, great. Well, how many actually pay dividends over 5% yield? Well, there's 1,424. Great. Which ones do you pick? Uh-oh. Money Man Crypto wants me to take a look at SoFi. Well, SOFI. Write to Yahoo Finance to be able to check out how SoFi increases their dividends on a consistent basis. Okay? Money Man Crypto, there are no dividends in the selected time frame. So here's my question to you. You're coming to a show, and the show is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. Yet you ask me about a company that has no dividends at all. So what the hell are you thinking? Seriously, think about it. If you're going to invest in a company and you're on a website, the page is not responding. Wait, okay, I don't need it anyway. Wait. Okay, let's go back to, here we go, right here. All right, so why would you ask me about a company that doesn't fit? Okay, SoFi, no dividends, no thank you. Simple. Unless you're shorting, no good for Pepsi. Okay, Torres, I wouldn't even short now. Because Pepsi, all right, let's pull it up again. PEP. Okay, Pepsi has been falling since mid-October. Okay, it's been falling since mid-October. The bottom, well, the new bottom was today. Funny thing is, tomorrow could be another new bottom. So I don't do Pepsi until I get 2 days to the upside. 2 days to the upside tells me that it stopped dropping and now it's turning around and going back up. But that's me. You, all you guys, have to figure out what works best for you. Okay, we got a question here from Anthony. What is the Friday closeout process consist of? Prep for next week or maybe look at rolling. What else? Well, Anthony, that's basically it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quote. Give me 1 second, see if I have any other questions I may have missed. What's the process? Okay, so Anthony, here we go. You ready? This is a quote from a very famous person. I'm not quite sure how many people will actually know it. You ready? We cannot answer the questions of tomorrow with the knowledge we possess today. Okay? I can't answer what am I going to do on Friday afternoon until Friday afternoon comes. Because what am I looking for? Number one, what did I buy it for? Number two, what is the last 5 days looked like? Number three, what option did I sell? 4, what is the value of the option that I sold as compared to the stock price now? 5, what is the best decision or the choice for me now? Rolling it forward, letting it expire, ignoring it, leaving it alone. Can't answer that question until 3 o'clock on Friday. Because I have a morning trading group. I'm not trying to sell anyone anything here, but I have a morning trading group we jump on every morning. Monday is the longest day because that's when we buy all the stocks. We take a look at all the companies that have their dividends coming up that might look good. Okay, great. We do the whole thing. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? The numbers, are we getting it first thing in the morning? What option are we selling? And is that more than 1%? What are the odds and probabilities of me being right, of me being profitable? That's Monday morning. Tuesday, we already made our choices. Well, where's it at now? Okay, I bought Pepsi. Great. Where's it at now? Wonderful. Next. U.S. Steel. What's it at now? I just bought it. Okay, what's it at now? Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, exact same. Not a whole heck of a lot happens. But Friday, we jump on at 2:30. Why? Well, because there's a whole bunch of people in the trading group. We want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to take a look at their positions to make sure they're not losing. My number one goal, consistent profitability. That's it. Andre, you did not answer my question on a strategy I was thinking about, and I wanted to see what you thought about it. Okay, Andre, the question you asked, if you don't mind me going back and taking a look at the question. Okay, Andre, do you think of a strategy of going long on a company and going short on its competition? Nope. That's the question. You asked the question, I gave you the answer. I don't look at it that way. I only buy companies that are consistently profitable. Okay, take a look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's competition is Pepsi. Okay, if I buy Coca-Cola, do I short on Pepsi? No, I don't look at it that way. Are they consistently profitable? If I jump in, what option can I sell? And is that option going to give me the 1% that I'm looking for? What are the odds and probabilities of me being profitable this week? Okay, I go from Monday to Friday. Enjoy my weekends and then do it again, Monday to Friday. Andre, it looks like Pepsi Cola broke through multiple bottoms and it did not hit any of the rebound lower limits. I think that it might fall some more. Well, Andre, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, okay? Now, my assumption, you're here on YouTube, my assumption is that you're over the age of 18. But guess what? I can get my 4-year-old grandson, 4 years old, little guy. Hey, little buddy, where's the high? Right there. Where's the low? Right there. What direction is it going? It's going down. It's really not that difficult. Adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. Now, let's take a look at here. Whoops, let's go back a little further. Okay, same thing. Here's the high, here's the bottom. Well, how do you know that's the bottom? You don't know. What's happening the very next day? Well, let's take a look. Oh, look at that. It's one day up. Am I going to call that a bottom? No. In my opinion, one day up does not constitute a bottom. I like 2 days to the upside. So let's look at one more day. Well, look at that. Lo and behold, this is what I call a bottom. You have the low right there, 2 days to the upside. That's what I call a bottom. The very next day, if it is higher, I will jump in. Well, let's see what it does. Great. I will jump in first thing in the morning because first thing in the morning opened up higher than the previous day. Bottom, 2 days up, that's where I want to jump in. Now, it just so happens that the opening of the day was 149.60. Okay, 149.60. I'm only looking for 1%. Well, 149.60 most likely I would have bought at that price and I would have sold the 150s because the 150s are the closest. Now, what is the probability of it being 150 or higher come Friday? Well, I don't know. What the hell day is this? 11/22. Hold on, Andre. Hold on. Just hold on a second. Let me finish my example here. So I would have jumped in here and I would have sold the 160s. And if it was giving me 1%, great. Now let's say hypothetically it was a Monday. So 4 days later, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it closed at 163. So hypothetically speaking, 30-day bottom, okay, 2 days to the upside. I jump in here at the opening of the day, and the opening of the day we already said was, let's go back here, right there. The opening of the day I said was 160.90. Is that right? Yeah, 160.90. I would have jumped in and sold the 161s, which basically means I'm buying at a certain price, selling at strike price at the same price, looking to get that 1%. Great. Now, is it going to be 160 in 5 days? Well, 5 days later, the high was 160. It closed at 163.45. So yeah, I was right. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the bottom. 2 days up, I jump in, look for the 1%. I'm in, I'm out. Thank you very much. I'll see you the next time the setup happens. Well, at this moment in time, we're looking for 2 days to the upside. It ain't today, so it might be tomorrow. Tomorrow might be 1 day to the upside. Wednesday might be 2 days the upside. So then I'm looking at jumping in on Thursday if Thursday is higher than Wednesday's close. It's really not that difficult. Adults, most of us here, make it more complicated than it needs to be. Remember, the trading strategy I'm showing you here for free, not asking for anything from anyone, not even your email address. This is a trading strategy I taught my 9-year-old daughter, not just for the fun of it, because you guys haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go to YouTube. Waiting for it to load. Why is it taking so long to load? Okay. My YouTube channel, The 10-Minute Trader. Anytime you ever see one of my videos, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10-Minute Trader. Now, I'm going to look at videos. I'm going to look at the oldest videos, and I'm going to do this one right here.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and as you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't like me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month
Hey, that's me, 15 years ago.
21 days in the month of March. What does that mean? That means every single day you can buy a different stock. Every single day there's a different company paying out dividends.
I love that video. It always makes me laugh. Always, always, always. But look how much hair I had then. Look, no gray. Would you believe, actually, seriously, would you believe I still have that t-shirt from 15 years ago? Granted, it has a few more holes in it. But anyway, Andre, what do you have to say? I was looking on a monthly time frame from the range of June to current, and I am looking at a year-long time frame. Okay, Andre, we can sit here and argue all night long, debate, converse, however you want to put it. But, okay, here is Pepsi. Let's get rid of this. Okay, here is Pepsi. You know what? Let's get rid of this right here. Let's go right here to even bigger chart. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here is a 1-year chart for Pepsi. Okay, you can argue all you want. You ain't going to be right. But here it is, 1-year chart. A year ago, all the way over here. Okay, today, all the way right here. You cannot argue that. That's what it is. Now, nice thing about this, it tells you where the high is, 183.41. It also shows you where the bottom is, 146.10. Okay, those are the numbers. Argue all you want. You cannot convince me otherwise because it's right here in front of me. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I can do this all day. That's all it does. Up, down. Right now, it is at the bottom of the year. I honestly don't care what happened back here, what happened back here. Don't. We're here. It's the bottom of the year. You're going to make most of your money buying low and selling high. Now, in case you didn't know, there is no possible way for you to buy any lower than the low. That's the low. It's not going any lower. Once it's the low, okay? Me, personally, you got to decide for yourself, all of you. What do you need in order for you to say, this is the bottom, now it's turning around to go up? For me, it's 2 days to the upside. What does that look like? That looks like something like this. Okay? Here is your bottom. Right there. 1 day up, 2 days up. Great. Well, here's the bottom. Now I want to jump in if it opens higher. Lo and behold, it didn't. There it did. Okay? I can call this a bottom because now I can get a third grader or even a second grader. Hey, buddy, where's the bottom? Right there. Argue all you want. Really don't want to hear it. Buy low, sell high. It is what it is. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to here. And let's move on. Unless you're shorting, toilet data has been going down, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Thoughts on SoFi? We already did that. I don't like SoFi. No dividends. No thank you. Cars fan. Ooh, I love the cars. You got the night love, baby. Okay. Everybody's main objective is to make money. Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, you got some people out there that love buying high and selling low. LFNC, great community, always pumping and holding. Yeah. Okay. I made so much money, so much today. Good for you, Luke. Cars fan, Warren Buffett and me like Coca-Cola. I do too, but not really. Lindarella made my first covered call this week. Cool beans. And how'd you do? Lots to learn. Okay. Nero, I did Riley. Good so far. I did Riley today too. Duggo, I don't know enough to take a trade. Or maybe I'm just scared. You know, Duggo, don't feel bad about that. A lot of people that way. But let me ask you a question here, Duggo. Okay, you ready? Duggo, have you heard of Home Depot, Lowe's, General Electric, AT&T, Colgate Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, so on and so forth, companies like that. Those companies are over 100 years old. They consistently profitable and they share their profits. Okay, Andre, you know what? You're right. I agree with you. I checked the charts well and zoomed in and looked at the data, at the dates properly. I apologize for my wrong assumption. Andre, not a problem. You know, I have no problem whatsoever. I mean, I like it when people are interactive and passionate. Right, wrong, indifferent, really don't care. We're all here for the same thing. I'm here to help you guys out. I got tired, and I'm still tired of the little guy, me, getting shit on by the elites, whatever you want to call them, okay? All right, David, we already looked at Coca-Cola. Now, Coca-Cola is going to be almost the same as Pepsi, okay? Searching for a bottom. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. However, Coca-Cola premiums are never really that good. $60.90. The 61's going for 33 cents. Now, 33 cents is a 0.5%, give or take. But a 0.5% a week is still 26% per year, if you like Coca-Cola. Same thing for you, Duggo. You know who Coca-Cola is. You know who Pepsi is. You know Home Depot. You know Lowe's. You know AT&T. You know IBM. Never, ever, ever buy something, Duggo, you don't understand. If you don't understand it, don't buy it. Duggo, if you really want, drop me your number. I'll give you a call. Now, I always tell that to people. If you really want to talk to me, send me your number. I will give you a call. But beware, there are over 30 people pretending to be me. So more than likely, each and every one of you will probably get a text message, an email blast, a WhatsApp notification saying that it's me. But here's the thing. I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do crypto. I don't do futures. I don't do Forex. I don't do any of that crap. Dividend paying stocks only. If you really want to talk to me, give me your number. I'll give you a call. I'm tired of the little guy, me included, being shit on. Okay? So if 1% a week, which is about 50% per year, sounds interesting to you, fine. Great. That's what I'm here for. Now, this is not free. You actually have to do something. I'm not asking you to pay for it. What I'm saying is you actually have to do some work. You actually have to be interested in your own money. Most people spend more time planning a barbecue than they do on their personal finances. If you don't have 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to worry about your own personal money, fine, give it to someone else. Let them take care of it. That's what they have money managers for. That's what they have investment brokers for. But I can almost guarantee you with I'm going to say 98% certainty that they don't have your best interest in mind. Okay? Okay, my number one question to any money manager, do you get 50% or more every single year? Well, that's my criteria. If you don't get 50% or more every single year, then I don't want to talk to you. All right. Yum Brands. Ooh, David, if you did not know this, Yum Brands, Y-U-M, used to be a dividend king. What means 5 decades they've consistently increased their dividends, but for some strange reason they decreased their dividends. Now they have to start over again. All right, Neo, CLF, Cliff, yeah, no, sorry. But let's take a look at Yum Brands. All right, we're going to say no to Yum Brands for 2 reasons. Andre, hold up a second. Hold up a second, Andre. Yum Brands, monthly, no. And they're bottom fishing, looking for the new bottom. Okay? Sorry, Dave. Okay, Andre, I know that is not good to share numbers in chats, but I might drop a message email and you can email so we can chat some more. Andre, that's what I tell people. Now, Andre, seriously, be leery because there are a lot of people that will send you an email saying that it's me. That's why I always tell people, you really want to chat? Send me a number. I will call. I love talking to people. I do. That's why I have to drink this shit all the time because I'm not talking so much. Usually when you carry on a conversation, you have chatter back and forth. Okay. So, Neo, CLF, no. You can do 4. Duggo, yep. Pepper count, there you go. Lindarella, no, do not trade futures. I am profitable most days, but today was not one of those days. Now, I used to do futures years ago. I don't do them anymore. They're too complex. So your 9-year-old was trading 100 shares at a time doing contracts. My daughter, 9 years old, was doing something a little bit different called dividend capturing. Buying a stock just before the EX dividend date, just like I tell you, grabbing the profits and moving on to the next one. Not much is different. What was that quarterly? Elliot, I'm not quite sure what do you mean. What was what quarterly? Sherry, hello. All right. I have Tasty Trade account, but don't play on it much. Douggo, here's the thing. Tasty Trades, which is Tom Sosnos. Tom Sosnos, he's the one who created this. Okay, he created it decades ago. He sold it to TD Ameritrade, a godly amount of money, so he never has to work again. But TD Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab. So I've been using this trading platform created by the founder of Tasty Trades. Okay? But I've been using this for 20 years because I like everything is here. Everything is right there in front of me. Oh, James Murphy sent me an email. Cool beans, you actually found that. Wow, because, wait a second. You're here on TikTok and you sent me an email that came from Google, which means you had to go somewhere else in order to be able to. Well, cool. All right. I'll answer the email in a little bit. Well, probably later or maybe tomorrow. Westy Bon Jovi. Interesting. Let's keep on going. A true Gen X. Yes, Lindarella, I am a true Gen Xer. Terribly sorry about that. We have no safe spaces. We settle things. We take it outside. Okay, when we say we take it outside, well, it's exactly what you think it is in the movie. Okay, nah, Trump purchasing Greenland and start mining and other energy resource developments. Okay, Salty Blood, not quite sure what the conversation is here, but okay. Duggo, Lindarella, no, I use real money. It makes more discipline. It does, Duggo, but here's the thing. I always tell people just starting out, paper trade first. Now, I've been trading for 20 years. I still have a paper trading account. As a matter of fact, okay, this here is a paper trading account. This one, okay? This one's not, and this one's not, okay? But I still paper trade only because I do make mistakes still. I do. And if I make a mistake, I want to make it here, and I don't want to make it on here or on here. Okay? I don't. Do you normally have to apply before you can do covered calls? Yeah, Bluey, you actually have to be approved for option trading. Now, covered calls is the simplest and easiest, safest trading strategy there is. Okay, so the easiest is buying a stock and selling stock. That's the easiest, but it's not consistent and it's not consistently profitable. So a covered call is you buy the stock. Right now we're looking at Yum. It's at 130. Okay, you buy the stock, 130.57. You sell somebody the rights to buy it from you for basically the exact same money you paid for it, the 130. You collect what is called the premium. The premium is your profit. So if the stock is 130 or above come Friday, the expiration date, well, you get all your cash back, but you get to keep that profit. It's kind of like a down payment on a car. Let's say hypothetically you're driving down the road and you see a BMW convertible for sale, some guy's yard. You stop off, say, hey, I like that car. Let me give you $500, hold it for me, I'll be back on Friday to pick it up. You go back on Friday, you give them the money. You don't go back on Friday, you lose that $500. That's basically the exact same way it works. You buy the stock, great. Tom comes along and say, hey, I want to buy that stock from you. Let me give you premium, 170 per share. Hold it for me until Friday. Okay? If the price goes up, he's going to buy it. If the price goes down, he's not. But you still get to keep that money. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this premium. I don't care if the stock price goes up. I prefer it to go up, but I really don't care. Weird. I know. Energy transfer, no. Constantine, I don't like energy transfer, and the reason being, ET, okay, they are weeklies, okay, all fits, okay, it's currently at the high, yeah, 1967, I want to sell the 20s, okay, because the 20 is the closest. What is it going for? The 20 is going for 3 cents. Well, that's horrible, okay, but what the 20, okay, after that, if you're wrong, you get 0, okay. This is why there's certain companies I don't like because the premiums are horrible. Okay, if I buy it 1967, well, the 1950s are going for 19 cents, but I'm losing 17 cents, which means I'm walking away with 2 cents. Hell no. The numbers for ET and a few others are horrible, so I stay away from them. Okay, now everything else fits. They are consistently profitable, and they do have weekly options, but the premiums are horrible, so I don't do energy transfer no more. Will start losing money flowing. Well, will start the money flowing. Salty blood, cool. Energy transfer, yeah, no. Okay, Bluey, do you normally have to apply for, yes you do. You got to apply to be able to trade options. Because the only reason why you have to is because they want to make sure you understand the risks involved. All right, I missed all these questions. I hit the wrong button and everything just goes the wrong way. All right. Oh, you're right about the law of attraction. Okay, thank you. Bluey, did your daughter start out with volumes of 100 at a time? She was given X amount of dollars and she was required to do X amount for the week. So for her, it was simple. If it's not on the list, now what do I mean by on the list? Okay. Let me look at a better one. Okay. If it's not on the list, okay, first week of January, Comcast, Cisco, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, JP Morgan. That's it. That's all she was allowed to look at. Pick one, don't pick one. Next week, MasterCard, General Mills, AT&T, Verizon, Abbott Labs, AbbVie, Hormel, PNC. That's it. If it's not on the list, it's a no. Okay, there's 9,813 stocks now. Okay, but here's the thing. If it's not on my list, then it's going to be a no. What's my list comprised of? Well, Dividend Kings, 54 companies that are consistently profitable. Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Aristocrats, 67 companies consistently profitable. Dividend Champions, 150 companies consistently profitable. Dividend Contenders, 300 companies consistently profitable. Warren Buffett's list. We all know who Warren is. If it's good enough for Warren, it's good enough for me. Those are the 5 lists I use. Okay. What do you do when your stock collapses to 0 per share like GM and Enron? Wait a second. Godric, GM did not fall to 0. GM, okay. GM at this moment in time is 53.89. Now, Enron, yeah, I get it, but here's the thing. Was Enron consistently profitable for 2 decades? And did Enron have weekly options available? Steel and Christian, Robin Hood wouldn't let me trade options. Yeah, Steel and Christian, you actually have to apply for options. They don't just give them to anybody. You have to apply for them. You have to fill out certain kind of paperwork just to make sure you understand the risks involved with options. Options expire. You can buy a stock and own it for the rest of your life. An option, you can buy it, but at some point it will expire worthless. Until you understand that, you cannot trade it, which means you have to read that book, characteristics, standardized options, blah, 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 and say, yes, I understand that it is an expiring asset, which means I can buy it today, but on Saturday, it's going to be worthless. You have to read that book, understand it, and then sign it. But level 1, covered calls, is the simplest and easiest one. All right, so Godric, to answer your question, rule number one, never buy something you do not understand. If you do not understand, if you understood Enron, I mean seriously understood it, all the numbers, how consistently profitable are they weekly options? Do they have 20 years of dividend increases? Okay, I don't think Enron fit. Now, General Motors doesn't really fit either because they don't have 20 years of increased dividends. So let's take a look at General Motors. GM. Now, General Motors has been around for 100 years. I don't think they're going anywhere. But let's take a look at their dividends. Okay, 2014, 30 cents. 2015, 30 cents. 2015, 36. Then went to 38. Then it's been at 38, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then they dropped it down to 9 during the pandemic. And now it's back up to 12. So yeah, General Motors does not fit. But I do buy them anyway because they've been around for over 100 years. That's the only reason why I buy them. And the premiums on General Motors is pretty good. 53, we look at the 54. The 54 is going from 51 to 59. Now look at the chart. Well, here's your 30-day high, here's your 30-day low. 30-day low goes up. Profit taken brings it down to here. We got 1 day to the upside with a gap up. Okay, is it going to go higher? I wouldn't do it because it's too close to the 30-day high. So it's all a numbers game, odds and probabilities. Okay, if 80% of all options expire worthless, well, I don't want to buy them. I want to sell them. Can Canadians use Think or Swim? Lindarella, yes, you can, but you're going to need a VPN. Share the list. Okay, I'm assuming you're asking me to share the list of the Dividend Kings. Well, you can go right to Google. Okay, Google is, you put right in Google, Dividend Kings List 2024. Dividend 2025. Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. Did you give the list of these companies? Okay, you ready? Dividend Kings. Hormel, Altria, Coca-Cola, Colgate-Palmolive, Abbott Labs, PPG Incorporated, Emerson Electric, Kimberly-Clark, 3M, Target, Johnson & Johnson, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, AbbVie, and Lowe's. Those are the only Dividend Kings that have weekly options. Okay, so I gave you that list. Dividend Aristocrats. K-View, well, I don't even know what the hell that one is. Hormel, ADM, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is all recorded. You can just go to the recording and take a look. But you know what would be a lot easier? If you went to Google and put in the search, Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. Simple. It gets sent right to your email. So let's keep on going. Bluey, look up Dividend King. Yep, those are the list. Okay, thank you. Sent Paddington in Peru. Thank you, Lubert. That was very nice of you. Retype, please. Okay. Okay, Trisha. Fubo TV. Well, I'm pretty sure Fubo, F-U-B-O, F-U-B-O, has not been around for 20 years. Okay? And what the hell is this? Look at this. It's $1.50 last week. Now it's up to $5? Yeah, definitely not. I have a very difficult time thinking that a $1.50 company has 20 years of increased dividends. I find that hard to believe. But that's me. Okay, ALL, American Airlines. Didn't they stop paying dividends a while ago? And they are too high. See what? There's the high of the 30-day period, drops, goes back up again. Yeah, your 30-day high, bottom, 30-day low, went up. Well, now it's back down again. All right. Did exactly what it did, but it's too close to the high to jump in. Not a good time to jump in. Sorry, Joe. DKG. Evening, James. Did you pick up anything today? I think I did. All right, wait a second here. I picked up Marathon today and Riot in this account. Intel, Marathon, Riley, Riot, Walgreens, and US Steel. CVS, Foot Locker, Halliburton, Kohl's, Riley, Riot, Walgreens, and US Steel. Yeah, I picked up Riley and Riot today. All right, Apple user CKPT. I have no idea what that is. CKPT. CKPT. Checkpoint. Yeah, hell no. Dell. I like Dell. But here's the thing. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys know I have a new schedule this year. Okay, so I'm doing 2 shows a night, one at 9 to 11, so we're past time. Okay, and then from 12 until 2, because I want to be able to serve the East Coast and then the West Coast and see which one is better fit. Okay, so I'm not going to show any more stocks. I'm just going to answer questions. Walgreens, yes. Tricia, what do you think about? Yeah, no. Nathan, HII. I don't know if you're saying hi or you want me to look at Hawaiian Electric. Well, Hawaiian Electric hasn't paid dividends in a couple of years. No. Andre, can we look at Hog and Bud? Andrea, I'm just getting ready to sign out. I'm doing 2 shows a night now, one at 9 and one at midnight. So I'm just getting ready to sign out of here. If you want, I'll be back on in about an hour. We'll take a look at it then. Mathan, which company is providing highest dividend percentage in 2024? That would probably be Coney. Hey, what is your new schedule? My new schedule is going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12 p.m. or 9 p.m. Pacific. What website is this? It's not a website. US. So if US Steel misses a dividend growth, you won't look at them for another 20 years? Not necessarily so. Okay, the reason why I say that is there's certain companies I let slide on a few rules. US Steel, they've been around for over 100 years. Okay? I'll let them slide on the thing. But they are consistently profitable, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, some companies I let slide because I respect other traders and I watch what they do. So yeah, I watch what Warren Buffett does and I trade some of the stuff that he does, even though they may not fit my rules, 20 years of increased dividends. Okay. Jacob, how do you feel about Kroger? I love Kroger. It's on my list. Would you share your 20-year list? Sure. FinViz. All right. When you choose your dividend stocks beginning of the week, do you typically go all in on one or two? No. I did that once before, got bit in the butt. Never, ever, ever put all your money into one place. Yeah, no. Kroger. Jacob, yes, I like Kroger. What's up with MU? That's Micron. I like Micron. I bought some of that today. The numbers just work. How much does it cost to join your trading group? Okay, John, to join the trading group, it really depends on which level do you want. Do you want access to the recordings? Do you want to be live, or do you want one-on-one trading? One-on-one is just you and I going through the motions. Okay. In order to roll it forward, is it called leg out? I have no idea what it's called. I just call it rolling forward. Do you like PBR? Yeah, peanut butter and raspberry for dividends? No. Michael, can we look at the dividend history for Marathon real quick? No. Only reason because it's past 11. I'm going from 9 to 11. Then I'm done here, and then I'm going to be back on 12 until 2 for the people on the West Coast. Question, if big boys were letting their shorts out, strong earnings possible? It's always got to be one in the crowd. All right. Andre, I will look at Siri and CBS. Okay. I will ask you then. That'll work. I'll be on in another hour. What's your thoughts on the wheel strategy? I love the wheel strategy. Okay. However, The wheel strategy was a little too complicated for my 9-year-old, so that's why I taught her this strategy. Does anyone know? All right, no nickname. Does anybody know what? Oh, what the meaning of the universe is? Nope. Awesome. I think this is pre-recorded. He doesn't read any of the comments, and there's no Andre on YouTube. Well, it's not Andre. Well, actually, there is Andre on YouTube. Hold on a second. Andre. Yep. Here's Andre's right here. Andre Mugaro. Guru. I can't even pronounce that last name. But there's 2 YouTube channels, Luke. Okay, 2 YouTube channels. Andre Mugar. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. But yeah, he is on YouTube. Now, when I say I have 2 channels on YouTube, one is just this screen with me over here in the bottom corner. Okay? The other one is me standing in front of the screen. So I got 2 YouTube channels, 2 TikTok channels, 1 Instagram, 1 Facebook. I'm working on Twitter and Truth Social and Rumble. We'll be working on those a little bit later to branch out a little bit further. But yes, this is live, and I said it earlier, Luke. When you post a question, I most likely won't see it for 4 or 5 minutes because there are 100 other people here asking questions also. All right, so yeah, Lindarelli's right. I have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Okay, so, oh, wait, no. 2 YouTube channels, 2 TikTok channels, 5 Facebook channels, 1 Instagram channel. Okay, HODL, Huddle. Okay. BCE, probably not. Bluey, it's 42. I have no idea what that means. How about BCE? Okay, now, BCE, I'll take a look at it on the next session. I want to answer all the questions first before I'm done for the day. What do I think of Main Street Capital? No, it's a monthly optionable stock. Main, M-A-I-N, it's monthly. Best dividend stocks. Okay, Coletta, thank you for that question. However, best dividend stock, it all depends on what it is you're looking for. Whereas I bought in 64, yes, I was. What is it? How long ago did you start and how much did you start with? I started back in the 90s. I think I started with $12,500, 1990s. Okay, back then it was 200. Listen closely. Back in the 1990s, it was $250 just to buy a stock. Remember the commissions? Commissions and fees? Yeah, when I started, it was $250 per trade. That's $250 going in, $250 going out. So you better be damn sure that you were right. Okay, Bluey, how do you get approved to do covered calls? Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, see, covered calls is a simple trading strategy, level 1. Okay, you can just say, I am new at it, only want to do covered calls. Because it is level. Okay, how much capital do I use? 98% of what's available to me. How you like that for an answer? Is there an average amount you spend on each purchase to make doing covered calls make sense? No. Because 1%, here you go. 1% of $100 is 1%. 1% of $1,000 is 1%. 1% of $100,000 is 1%. I find it hard to follow. Khalid, I'm sorry you find it hard. In the rare times you'd had losses, do you know what caused them? What mistakes to avoid? Bluey, here is the #1 mistake that I made this last year. I hit the wrong button twice. Seriously, I shit you not. I've been trading for 20 years. I hit the wrong button twice. I lost like $3,000 or $4,000. The second, I lost $2,500 during the hurricane. Do you remember the hurricane? Well, I'm in St. Petersburg. The hurricane smack dab over the house, which means 3 days. No water, no electricity, no cable, no internet, no phone. I was driving up and down the road trying to find an internet signal in order to be able to jump on my phone in order to be able to trade. I couldn't get in on a Friday, if you remember, Options expired on the Friday. I lost $2,500 because I couldn't get online. Okay, Vando. Hey, can you talk about AGNC, please? All right, Vando, I'm getting ready to sign out on this session because this session is for the eastern part of the country, and next session will be for Mara Holding Corporate operates a digital asset technology company, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Michael, I got that. I know who they are. Okay, do you read all the financial statements for all the companies? Hell no. The reason being, Khalid, my number one priority, the company that I look for. I have only two, but the number one is, are they consistently profitable? Okay? By looking at one number, okay, the dividend, that will tell me whether or not they're profitable. Are they consistently increasing the dividend? If they are, that means they're increasingly profitable. So let's say, hypothetically, Michael, hold on. But you call them Marathon, they don't have dividends, violates your rules. Yep, Michael, you're absolutely 100% correct, but you missed the point where I say every once in a while, I will trade something that's on Warren Buffett's list or another trader's list. Okay? Now, Paramount, not on my list, but it's on Warren Buffett's list. Apple, not on my list, but it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay? Siri, not on my list, but it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay? All right. So, Khalid, back to you. If a company, hypothetically, you ready? Here you go. Let's say you work for the week. Okay? You work for a week, you do your 40 hours, you do whatever, 50 hours, 60, whatever you do. You take 10% of that and you give it to your wife. Well, great. Let's say next week you do the exact same thing. You take 10%, you give it to your wife. Here's the thing. That 10% you give to your wife, does that increase every single week or every single month or every single year? Well, great. A dividend is a portion of the profits that the company gives back to the investors. So if that portion, if that 10% consistently increases, well, it only shows that the profits must increase. So do I need to read it all? No, I don't. What I need to know is, are they consistently profitable and do they have weekly options? That's it, just the two. Do I ever sleep? Sherry, I have plenty of sleep when I'm dead, honey. Okay? Who knows what that came from? Okay? I'll have plenty of sleep when I'm dead. Do I have a Discord or a members area to join? Yes, I do. Jane Doe Bruner. Jane Doe Burner. Thoughts on 10% of your Roth and, oh, hell no. Sorry, I don't have a Roth. Okay, I don't believe in that governmental oversight seeing what I do. I like to stay as far away from it as I possibly can. Thanks, James. Have a good evening. You too. Lindarella, you too. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm almost done. Thank you, Neo. Thank goodness commissions are over. Yeah, not necessarily. Some companies still pay commissions. I started trading in 1670. If you need tips, let me know. Well, yeah, apparently you've been trading for quite a while. Blair started in, say, 95 with 12,000 at 50%, 1.2 trillion, doesn't add up. Well, Blair, you're absolutely correct. I didn't say, okay, so you're making assumptions, okay? Now, I started trading in the 90s, all right? My first 5 years weren't that great, okay? I made more than most people make I made more in one day than most people make in a month. I lost more in 1 week than people make in a year, okay? I done a lot of crappy shit. It wasn't until, now listen closely, Blair, it wasn't until 2008 when my daughter, 9 years old at the time, said, Daddy, can you teach me what you're doing? I said, sure. So I taught her simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's this strategy here that I'm giving you for free. Now, you're under the impression that I take all the profits and I reinvest it for capital. No, I don't. I take all the profits and I spend it to live, okay? So 90% of all the money that I make, well, I use to pay my bills. Or most of the money I make, I use to pay my bills. Okay, so no. You may think that the compound interest for all that time frame, yeah, no. And last year I didn't make 50%. Last year I made somewhere around 40, 45. It was my worst year. last year, 40, 45. No, wait a minute. 2023. 2024 was freaking ridiculous. Yep. Crater. How do I Arquette? Never heard of it. Or Snow. No. Thanks for answering, Blair. You're welcome. Now, I do answer all the questions. That is all the questions. I'm going to sign out for now. I'm going to jump back in at midnight, which is 9 o'clock Central Time. Thank you for all the education. Bluey, you're welcome. I'm here every night. Now, I'm going to do the double shift for a week or two, see how it works. Good program tonight. I like to be proven wrong. Hey, Michael, guys, we don't take being wrong that lightly. But, thanks for that. Cheers, you too. So I'll be back again tomorrow night. If some of you guys are in Central Time or Western Time, I'll be back in midnight, which is about 45 minutes. Have a great night, and we'll see you in a little bit. Ginger, how are you doing over here on Facebook? Friend of mine, Ginger, I went to school with her. How you doing? I'm just getting ready to sign out, kiddo. But I'll be back on at midnight. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. All right, get out of there.